this video I will show you how to make some parts of Rupert the Hare, and all the links to downloads and to the fabrics are below this video. The next step is to use the pattern to cut out the pattern. Here I'm using the 55 centimeters Elfie Friends hair pattern for Rupert. That is an original pattern. This face was drawn from the beginning like that, and so if you have already this pattern, just simply print it again, or if you need to buy it, just go to my Etsy patterns shop. The link is below this video. And our first step, we basically want to have the top imitation from this stars fabric. Therefore I will make the body with this fabric. The body parts will be cut for this, and it will be a long sleeve top imitation, so we need to work with arms pattern the way when the top part of it will imitate sleeve. We'll cut it from this fabric, and the parts which are hands part, the palm, will cut from the nude fabric because it's basically a body part. So we'll need to divide this into two parts. So I'll show you now how I'll do this. So to make the arm, the combined fabrics arm, decide what length of the sleeve you want. I'm making the longer sleeve, so somewhere here I will have the end of a sleeve. So that is where the beige fabric will start. That will be seam between the star fabric and the beige fabric. So I need a piece of fabric which I normally will require for the whole arm. That should be enough. When you fold it in half, it should be enough to trace two arms. So, and then I want basically to make one piece of this too. This piece is narrower because we just need this for the hand. This one should be enough to cut the length of the sleeve, and this line should be as even as possible because we need to put this right side together and stitch, basically stitch, then unfold. And the best is to press seam open for the smooth fabric, for the smooth one piece of fabric, but combined of two fabrics for the arm. So I stitch it together, and I want to cut the excess of fabric and the seam allowance with pinkish shades, just to reduce the bulkiness, just to have the seam between both fabrics as smooth as possible. So when I unfold it, it's basically a piece of fabric, which normally can be a solid piece of fabric, where I will then trace the arm. So the only thing is, I really recommend to press the seams open. So I'm going to use a very hot, preferably steam iron now, to iron it open. So I press this open, the seam, so it's now really nice smooth part. And we need to basically fold this in half and trace the arm, so very carefully aligning this line with the seam. But we need to, when we fold it in half, to connect this seam as accurate as possible. Then, you know, when we turn our arm and it's sewn, we don't have this misconnected. So the best way how I'm doing this, so I'm pinning this step by step. I'm not sure, you know. I will slowly fold it and connect, making sure this line is together. So the half is somewhere here. So I now make sure this is carefully, this is always one line. So when I fold it, when I connect this, I pin this. Then I make sure the next is always connected. So another few centimeters connected. and then another few. So making sure this line goes as required. The whole seam is connected. Then again, so making sure we just put this together along the seam line. One more, and the end. Just making sure we come to this accurate connection along the whole seam. So it's now, I would probably iron it this line as well so it doesn't move anywhere, so it's in place. All good. And now we can trace our arm twice and make sure, so this line where you decided the sleeve ends, it matches perfectly this seam. So, and then we trace the once and next to it again. So absolutely the same, accurately connecting the sleeves and line with the seam. Then finish the arms according to the pattern instruction. And one more part we need to sew with the stars fabric is the whole body. So the whole body should be cut. So I finished the arms according to the instructions, and you can see I turned them right side out, and you see the fabrics, all 4 pieces are accurately connected in the place where we need it. Yeah, so no misconnected parts. So this is the arms where the star fabric imitates sleeves, and now the only thing we want to cut the body using the fabric for the short. It's the stars fabric in my case. So, and then finish the whole toy according to the instructions, and then we can move to making the collars, hats and trousers. hat is attached, you can decorate it with all sorts of ruffles, frills, ribbons. So for the last 5 years, I like to decorate it with the cord, which I make myself. So basically, because it's as you can see from on the Rupert the Hare, it's red and white. For this hair, I'm doing rust and white. So I basically weave 2 of the colors in one cord, in one woven cord. To do it, you need to fix the ends of both like that. You can see I just pin it to the bobbin, and then you start twisting it, and you twist both cords clockwise like I do, and when they are both twisted the same direction, they will start twisted around each other like that. So it's how normally twisted cords are made. And when I'm happy with the length I need, I will cut it off and just wrap it around the hat and sew it with the thread and needle onto the hat so it stays in place. To make the trousers, use your relevant pattern for the toy you make, or if you use Effie Friend's hair pattern, use any trousers. I use the one from the pajama pattern. You can use the dungarees, you can use the romper trousers pattern. So I'm just using the pajamas trousers pattern to make trousers for this hair, and now I will show you how to make this collar, the ruffled collar. Now I will show you how to make a collar. You need to take a piece of cotton or linen fabric for this. The thicker the better, not too again thick and not too soft. So something which will form nice ruffles. And you will need to cut it in a ribbon shape, something like 3 centimeters wide and about 1 meter long. You will really need a lot of the really long piece of fabric, because you will need to make as many folds as possible to have a nice starting shape. So you need to take a piece of fabric approximately 2-3 centimeters wide for that size of the toy, and start folding the ruffles. As you can see, I'm doing this. I'm making about half of the centimeter folds, and when I make like 10 of them, around 10 of them, I firmly press them with hot iron and then pull the thread with a needle through them to keep them in place. And then I make, you can see, another 10 folds, and then I will press now again, so and again and again, and repeat it and repeat, and pulling the thread through the through all of them. And you see, the idea is to make as many folds as possible and iron them as firmly as possible, and then they form this nice beautiful collar. So it's still for me to add more and more. You see, I think I've got here about a meter of the length long fabric, or if you take some ribbons, you can use some cotton ribbon for this. So it's 1 meter long piece of fabric which I folded. So if it's half centimeter each, there are plenty of folds, you can imagine. So each of them is, every 10 of them I firmly press with iron and then pull the thread through this. So now the thread which is pulled through this, we can tie it around the neck, make a very strong knot, very strong. So it's the best is to use thick cotton thread for this, like top stitch thread or some a cord even, so it's strong enough to hold the whole collar. And now I can distribute the ruffles evenly around the neck, and you can see it's enough of them to form the shape we need. So if you take less than so I'll take, as I said to you, I took about 95 centimeters long piece of fabric, about 3 centimeters wide and 95 centimeters long, and then I fold each fold is 5 millimeters, and I firmly iron each. So I make 10 folds, iron, put the thread through, make another 10, and just continue until I've got whole meter folded like that. So I'm just cutting the threads, the fraying threads, and just continue the forming the nice folds. So if you accurately fold them, you see they are forming this nice shape we need. So I'm just attaching the final, I think it's a bell, or you can decorate the top of the hat with anything, with a star, bell, anything you like, and the Rupert the Hare is ready.